All right. Hey, everyone. We're back again, working on our not streaming, that's what I'm doing right now, our rhyming dictionary. So last night we ran into a couple of technical issues, and I had some nice time with a nice long run to get my mind right on it, which, you know, nature usually does. And I want to try a couple more things outside of what I have as titled for this stream. So we are going to retry my table idea. We got mostly there. The problem was just how we were querying, but I think I have a way around that now. So we're going to take a look at that. And then I do want to start working through things like how we're going to group things. Pagination's part of it. I guess that is part of what we're handling with the table. So regardless, I also want to work on getting what to do if the word's not found. So there's so much more we can do than just a 404 for the words, because of like dictionary.com's API, or maybe not dictionary.com, but DataMuse is a popular API for language in general. So we'll probably work with that and see if we can get some definitions, some pronunciations, and things like that going. And so I think that's kind of all that I have for this intro here. I can't think of anything else, but I am glad that I was able to take a step back from the project and just consider what I need to do for it. So we're going to jump in, and we're going to start again with, we've got our rhymes for nice here, which, you know, find, compromise. So one thing that we want to do is not have any, like for find is not going to be something that I want to include in my search. So if I go to our slug page and just we'll do our homonyms not equal to, I guess it's going to be homonyms dot slug not equaled. I don't remember how I did this now, because that's not going to do anything unless I get lucky, but I don't think I will. So I want to make sure that I'm not getting the homonyms. So I think what I can do is let's log I should be looking at rhymes. So let's log our rhymes real quick. All right, and so we see down here we have the homonyms object here. So I think in rhymes then we need to find where homonyms not equal to word.word, I think. I guess equals. All right, so that gets rid of it, which is all that matters to me. So we now have a limit of 3, but let's get rid of that real quick and refresh. So either way, definition of pronunciations. All right, so let's undo this log and then troubleshoot this error. Okay, pronunciation should be there, but words pronunciation dot length minus 0. So let's troubleshoot this. Like I said, we're gonna do log, and we'll do word dot pronunciations. Oh, I don't need this. There we go. Perfect. Nice homonyms. All right, let's figure out homonyms later. That's not what I want to be working on right now. But I wonder... Whatever. Okay, so I'm getting too caught up here. All right, so we are going to look then at, back at our layout, let's figure out, in our rhymes, we can query words that have last vowel in an array of vowels. So that's going to help us with our syllables. So instead of pronunciation's last vowel, I can do in and then have this actually be an array of vowels. So this is going to take some troubleshooting as well. So let's go ahead and log our last vowel. And then refresh. Nothing should break. So if we go to compromise, so here instead of last vowel, we just want to get all vowels. So I'm not quite sure how we'll do this with pronunciations yet, but I can do, I've got an idea of how we can do this with pronunciations. So if we do word.pronunciations.map, and then we will, sure, we can use p, and then have it return p.syllables.map, and then s for syllables, and then this can return s.vowelsounds. Oh, maybe not. So s dot. All right, let's get this to wrap real quick. So we have our pronunciations, which we're mapping through. And then after that, we have our syllables, which actually that's not even what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, no, I am looking for all the syllables from here. So we're going to look for S vowel sounds. And then that should return an array of all the vowel sounds that are in there. But it brings up an array of arrays, or sorry, yes, an array of arrays, which is not quite what we want. And besides, we'll want this to also be value, which, yeah, it won't work. All right, but then we get the array inside of an array. But what we can do is then just get our syllables. Which again gives me an array of arrays. And so if I map this, I then want my syllable to be s dot map. All right, so that's essentially the same thing here. All right, well, I think that's okay. But let's just simplify this back down to where it was before. Vowel sound. And then, all right, so here we can just do that, but then we need to make sure that S we'll come back to type errors here in a minute. So I refresh this, I then get my array of array here. Now if I have something that has two pronunciations, which I don't know if I did this yet, comfortable. Yeah, so I get my array of arrays here, in which case we can then, I don't think the in is going to work here, but let's try it out. All right. All right, so then we can just do a map of all right, so we need to get this into just a single array. All right. Now, how do we get this into a single array? So I would know how to add them. All right, well that works. It reduces down to a single array, which is what we want. So instead of this map, we'll reduce. And then, so for our example, we can come back to compromise. And we get all, yeah, so all of the words that rhyme with some part or share a vowel sound with some part of compromise. So that's a good place to be. Now I need to figure out how do I get this to have the syllable number. And so here I think I can do, so for each word returned, so this is going to be in our map here. I don't know why I'm using a regular anchor link here. So if we get word, and we have slug, but then I can do let's see, so we have word dot okay. So we know that this is the first syllable. These are all the last syllable. So we just need a way to figure out how to measure that. So we have word slug, but let's go ahead and just get our full word here and do I'm trying to get all of my, so I've got this dream for this project that does interesting rhymes on words. So if you use something like Rhyme Zone or any of those, they all use the same API, which is DataMuse, and it just returns all of the worst rhymes there. Oh, is it? Is this better? check, check. I know the music is quiet, but my mic shouldn't be quiet. Is that any better? All right. I'm getting good signal. That's right. Check, check. All right, well, let me know if that's any better. Could be turned up maybe 20%. Geez, that's loud. All right, check, check, check. So this is quite up there compared to what I normally have. So hopefully that's better. I don't know why things would have changed from the last time I did this, but we'll hope that this works better. All right, thank you. So what I'm working on, to repay the favor, I'm working on a rhyming dictionary where I can really control how the words work together. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using PayloadCMS as my backend. I'm trying to query all of my words that share a specific vowel sound. And I'm just having issues figuring that out. So here we are now making it work. So now we have word dot. This is breaking my brain a lot. So first things first, I can cross this off here. I don't need this console log anymore. So I'm reducing it down into a single array of my vowel sounds, which returns all the words that have the same rhyme at that syllable. So the problem, we have a couple of problems. The first one is going to be, hold on, let me get rid of this. Type of s dot vowel sounds does not equal string. Yeah, so the problem then is I need to figure out how I can group each of these by the syllable that it rhymes with. So obviously here I can see log and then find with compromise, find dog. Well then, no, because then dog is also for the first one here. All right, so that's not a reliable way to figure this out. All right. So what does my rhymes return? So we can log our rhymes. We get 6 total docs, each with their own pronunciations, some with homonyms. So then if I do rhymes.docs.map, P for P pronunciations. Jeez, man. Here I thought I had this all figured out. So query words that have last vowel in the words vowel array. Look up the words last vowel index in vowel array. So the problem there is that my vowel array is, well, no, I have it now as this here. So I need to actually move this into its own constant. And then I can loop through. Well, first, let's put this back in. So we get our vowel array from my word with all of its pronunciations. So obviously for this one, if I do it, I'm going to get log. So I get my values here, in just a single array, which is perfect. And so then in this single array, I need to figure out the index of whatever the last vowel of my rhyme is. So that's what this is down here, where so if I do my, where's my map? So here we have word dot pronunciations. We'll just do 0 for now, and then syllables index of, and we'll just say our word dot pronunciations 0 last vowel. I don't know if that's how index of works, but we're about to find out. All of it is -1, which is not right. Word pronunciations 0. All right. We have our vowel array, so we have our rhymes. So I'm going to then not do our log here. Okay, hold on. Word pronunciations. Okay, that makes sense, actually. Yes, of course. So index of, I'm actually looking for my primary word, which is actually going to, so I need to change a variable here because I have this called word, which means I need to replace all of these. Instead of word, we'll do target word. Replace, next, replace, 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 replace. This is target word. It would have been way easier to just change this. All right, moving on, moving on, moving on. Then we have target word, target word. So all of those errors should go away, except for this one, because now I need target word. Yeah, that's not what I did. Pronunciations 0. Yeah, and that's actually what I'm trying to do. And I'm not trying to do, like, I guess linguistically correct, do the rhymes how they are, like that you would learn in school. So the rhymes that I'm looking for are similar vowel sounds. And so all I'm doing is, and I can actually show you the back end here. Admin, why did that go away? Local. And so here in my vowels, I have these values here, which are the phonetic representation of the vowel sound that I'm trying to target. These labels here are just what, like, we would interpret as a rhyming word for it. So this is the long A with an R at the end, care. Clear, this is clear. And then the in cut, which actually I think I have 2 of these. And then, yeah, so then there's the tor. So I have this only just dialed down into those values. And then if I come to my words, I can the problem that I run into is also with multiple pronunciations. Here, I'm just targeting the last vowel sound, and then I break this out into a syllable array. So right now, it doesn't seem like this is not, this, like, I don't know if I'm putting this in the right kind of data to be processed how I want it to. The end goal is to have something like a table where I can return all of the rhymes that would be on all of the syllables and check which syllable each of those rhymes is on. All day long, I can put just a bunch of chips up for each word that rhymes with each syllable for each pronunciation, but I'm trying to do this a little bit more sophisticatedly, if that's even a word, to make it so it's easier to consume as an end user. The problem, though, is how, like, it gets a little hairy down in here because we have our pronunciation, and in this pronunciation, we have two different ways to say comfortable or comfortable. The last vowel sound in compromise is the AI, which would rhyme with find. And so I'm using the shared vowel sound rather than like rhyme, for example. But yeah, the vowel sound would be the AI I sound. And so here I have two syllable arrays. I have the last vowel sound for both of them generated using a hook from PayloadCMS. And so if I could get all of the syllables, well, really, so I need to flatten it out into pronunciations. And so I'm not thinking that a table is going to work. And so that means that pagination isn't going to work like I want it to, at least how this is structured. So that is the question, because I can't just do an array. Array will need unique values. I need to account for pronunciations, unless I can make words, like make the same word more than once with different pronunciations, in which case that would flatten it down a level. But as far as I can tell, like comfortable and comfortable need to have each their own pronunciation with their own syllable sounds, because especially comfortable is 3 syllables, comfortable is 4. So that's where I'm starting to run into issues. But again, just putting them into chips is really easy to do. Localhost. Oh my gosh, word. I don't know what this is going to be. So I definitely don't need pronunciation syllable. So yeah, compromise. So yeah, find dog for ice, compromise, nice, compromise. Okay. Geez, this is difficult to think through. At least in this example, because I could just do a loop through the pronunciations, and then for each pronunciation, query on the last vowel sound to return all the words that have that vowel sound. That's really easy to do. Putting that all into a table that I can then page through is the difficult part. So that is what I'm trying to figure out. Is this the right way to structure the data? Because if I have the syllables, I can just do my local API and get all the syllables that fit within that array, return all the documents. So let me take a look at my maps here. So I've got my target word, which is compromise. We have our vowel array, which is compromise, or compromise, actually. And then from there, we can put all of these in our pronunciations last vowel array, and that's what we get here. And then here we can make this tabular. That's really that's easy to do. So like I could turn this into a table, but the problem is like it's very clear that like log does not rhyme with compromise. It rhymes with a part of compromise in the first syllable. So I need a way to indicate that on the front end. Doing that in a loop isn't really going to work unless I have target word pronunciations. This is something else. So we have here our rhymes. So this is all of our documents. The index isn't going to help because that would then be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is not what I'm looking for. But then I could turn our val array into a dictionary, which might work. So if I do our so we can do const vowel lookup and then do our vowel array dot map, and then we can do think we can do, I don't know if this is actually right, but we'll figure it out. And then do vowel. I didn't think so. All right. So here, I guess we could just do value vowel. What is this? Unnecessary label. But I want it to be labeled. So if I do, this is one of those things where I wish I knew React just a little bit better because I'm trying to remember how to do this right. So let's make this into that and then do this. Then I should be able to do I and then vowel. Yes. So let's then log our vowel lookup. All right, so then we have 0, 1, and 2, which are my syllables. Great. So now I can, let's actually switch this where I'll do vowel and then I can do I think. Perfect. So now, why is that? I mean, this is a string, right? Oh, maybe I need to. Vowel. Can I cast it in here? Whoops. String. Yes, I can. All right. So now it's a string. So now I should be able to come down here and check for the word. So I've got my rhyme. And then I just need yeah, I've been seeing a few, like, I've gotten feedback, not a couple times, but I was talking to somebody else on Reddit about this. It is probably something that machine learning could do, but that is a great question. I'm going to have to think on that as I go, because I'm not exactly sure. At least not exactly sure how that would work, but it does seem like a good use case for machine learning. But anyway, so I have my array of objects where I can then look for our last word dot pronunciations dot last map last vowel. Oh, so then I can do my vowel array and then index of, and we'll see what this gets me. all negative ones again. Oh, it's not val array. It's vowel lookup. Oh, which I need this to be one object, don't I? Ugh. All right, so yeah, I might have to either consider a different way to structure the data, which I'm not opposed to. I'm still early in the project. Or what does this do? Well, it gets rid of the ability to make it an object. What happens if I reduce? Okay, not what I'm looking for either. All right, so I have my vowel lookup, and I should be able to. So if I come back here, so what here would help me? So if I were to, well, no, because looping through the array prevents me from being able to paginate well. But honestly, just having a bunch of chips here is not going to look great, because I could do that and then do So I need my vowel lookup to be one object. So I think in that case we should just do all right, so we can do const back to vowel look. Oh wait, so we'll do, yeah, so vowel lookup, and then we'll vowel array dot map vowel, and then just we'll do vowel lookup push vowel as string, and then here I need an index. Then I should be able to log our vowel lookup. Oh, wait. Vowel. Forgetting to do how to do everything now. What is this? Okay, so as string should still be good there. All right, so now we have our true, really this is actually a syllable lookup. I know this is really gross programming right now. Syllable lookup. Okay. All right, whatever. All right, so we have our vowels and a lookup. So now we should be able to, well, the problem, again, that I'm going to run into is that I need to pull out the syllable position. So if I go through my words, I should be able to put log shares a vowel sound with the first part of compromise. So if I do my word pronunciations, that's going to be an object, so that's not going to work. So if I do my syllable lookup, and then +1. So that works great for one pronunciation. This will not work for multiple pronunciations unless I map through it, which I think I can do, because then I can do map. Last vowel is going to end up in here. So I'm going to get my pronunciation, last vowel, +1. So here that works fine, but I can also do join. If it needs to be joined. Okay, so let's get rid of this log. I will fix type errors later. My goal is just to get stuff working. So then here, target pronunciation. So then need our link here. Actually, I think we can just do, let's get rid of this. We should be able to simplify our code a little bit. Don't need that div anymore. And then we should be able to still do this for even multiple. All right, so we can do comfortable. So nothing shows up. Where is my pronunciation check? Syllables, word, pronunciation. All right, so why didn't comfortable get one? We have our rhymes, docs, pronunciations, last vowel. So we have target word, rhymes, docs. So in each word, all right, so let's log our target word. All right, so we have our pronunciations there. Word. rhymes, docs, map. So what's wrong with our, what's wrong? What are we getting for our rhymes? Well, nothing. Pronunciations, last vowel is in vowel array, which means I need to see what my vowel array is doing. Okay, so that works. Target word, word. I may not have any rhymes for it. Hold on, stay logged in. So, comfortable. We can just do create new. We'll do bull. And have this one have our pool vowel sound. And then just to make sure we get something wrong. All right, so bull, comfortable, that works. And then oh, cruel. That's a good one. Cruel. Then it's the same one there. All right, so then we have our sound. We'll just go with, so create new, roller, why not? Then that's what I feel like right now, if I'm honest. Roll, so all. Roll, hard, roll, all. Oh, Oh. Because home doesn't work, fork doesn't work. Yes, until I figure out a different way to do that. But honestly, I don't mind it so much. Mostly because another point for this is I only want to include words that will actually be used. Like, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Oops. So if I go here and then type in cat, I get all of these different words that I will never ever use. Like, why is bat and then bat with 2 T's and then bat with B-A-T-T-E, bat with B-H-A-T-T. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And then if I come down here and I have Hellcat, of course Hellcat rhymes with cat. So there's just like a lot in here that most people will never use. All right, so, but now, speaking of our phonetics here, I want to look up roller. Roll, O-U, tor. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Roll, tor. All right, roll, and then which would be not clear, care, no, roll, I guess, hold on, I need to think of the, So if I think about this, roller. So this is where things are going to get a little hairy. For now, I just need to work with what I've got. If I come here, now I've got comforter. This was a bad example, apparently. All right, roller. Let's get comfortable. If I look at my pronunciations here, heard, comfortable. All right, so roll is actually going to be this heard sound. And so one thing that I'm realizing here is that I'm not so bad yet. Hold on. So if I look at so I may need to find a way to put a new like a second one for pronunciation, like alternate pronunciation. But honestly, I could do that. I could do something like word dot pronunciations dot length is greater than 1. I can then say something like I can just put an asterisk. Hopefully. Oh, target word. That would make more sense. Under rhymes with comfortable, I can do here just I don't want to do an H2, but I could do a paragraph tag that only exists target word dot pronunciations dot length greater than 1. Then we can do target word has more than 1 pronunciation reflected below. All right, so we have roller, comforter, cruel, comfortable, bowl, comfortable. So that works even with multiple pronunciations, which means then I can now put this into a table view, because as you can imagine, if I not a number. Well, that's weird. Cruel, comfortable. Word, why isn't that a number? All right, lots of stuff we're going to come back to. But now, yeah, as you can imagine, with a bunch of these chips taking over the screen, like that's not going to be the best way to look at it. Except, I should have it as a table. So, but just doing something like go to bowl, comfortable. All right. Let's do compromise again. Compromise. And then if I do, oh, what is this? Yeah, I think a table is going to make more sense. So in that case, this is so much to do. Yeah, and that's what I would do. The problem. So what I was working on last night was doing a table. And I could do, I think it's table head is here. And then I can do, I could do something like word, and then rhymes on syllable. And then I don't remember what I did with this one. But then under here, we could do, I always forget how to do tables. HTML tables, oops. But that's what the internet exists for. Because honestly, I do like the chip look. Whoops. Oh, it's just TR. Then I can do table row. And then here, actually, I think I have it as word cell. And then I can do word as wait. TR. Yeah, so this is what I was working on yesterday, but get new word. So I may have to actually structure that differently anyway. But I could do, so we take this all here, put it here. Now why though? Can this not be T head then? Because that is the header. Okay, that's right. Weird. All right, and then down here we would do the table body. Move this up here. And then for each link, well, first we would do table row with key of word.id. And then we would do one table data here. And then we would take this, and it would be another table data. So then we would have a table, not quite looking like this, but if I get rid of, we can actually take some of the styles that I used last night here in word cell. Okay. TD. And then for our link, we'll take all of this class name. So something like that. And then what would happen is, so, yep. All right, so we should be set up to do, like, if I limited this down now to 3, of course it's not going to look like that, but then I could do page 2 and then see more words. Yeah, so, and I guess it works with, well, the problem is that I'm not able to put like rhymes with which syllable. So unless I put that somewhere else, it just kind of gets lost. But this way I'd be able to do pagination without issue. So that's kind of where I'm at with wanting it to be a table, because it's so much easier to just get up to 10 words and then click over and view it. So that's the other thing, is that I want it to be able to be easily seen and easy to consume. But the chips do look nice, so that's why I kept them here in my table look. So now, if we get rid of this and refresh, I guess. Yep, there we go. We can then, let's, we'll make components later. Right now, we're just trying to get stuff working. Definitely don't need any of that. Do I have any console logs going? It looks like I do. So I don't need that anymore. I'm going to leave that there just in case I want to come back to it. We'll fix those errors. So now, let's go ahead and we're going to bring in some Lucid icons. Yes, I would like to guide packages. So for the example of comfortable, oh, hold on, let me install Lucid real quick. Get those icons in there because I'm going to want to get arrow for page left and right. But anyway, so p npm dev. So for comfortable, yes, I have right now, and this actually could be a good reason to have it still map across pronunciations. I could still do, instead of like one table here, I could do pronunciations, like the second pronunciation as another table. Of course, that means that I'll page at the same time, but, excuse me, that might be worth it to have all of the variants on the same page. So, of course, I would like to think through if there were a way. There actually should be a way. So, pronunciation. I could do alternate pronunciation, add a new column there, and then in, don't I loop my pronunciations? I guess I could do something just like target word dot pronunciations dot length greater than 1, and then just say yes. Yeah, right. You know, relation might actually work if I were to do, that's actually really interesting, because I could do, hold on, my table is bothering me. Table row here. If I can do class name and then do something like padding 2, maybe. Oh wait, no, it's going to be done on my table head. Okay. All right, that looks better. But yeah, no, that's a good idea to put. What's happening here? If I were to do instead of my comfortable having 2 pronunciations, I could have comfortable and have a link between the variants with a relationship. How I name them and put them in a slug is interesting. I might need to think through that a little bit. It wouldn't work as a homonym because they're spelled exactly the same way. They're just pronounced differently. But that is something to consider where You bring up a good point. I need to think through that a little bit. Because obviously, like, alternate pronunciation with yes on all the rows is not going to be very helpful. Cruel. I need to figure out why not a number is showing up for comfortable. Bull. Rhymes on syllable 1. It's 1. Okay. But that's kind of what I was thinking, where I could have pronunciation. And so maybe that's something where I do here. No, because work, you can just output default pronunciation phonemes. True, either way, I think I need to loop through the pronunciation in order to get the syllables. Or, like in the case of comfortable, so I think I might be overthinking it a bit too much. Like this may be totally fine. And instead of doing an alternate pronunciation, I can figure out a different way to loop that in. But there does need to be a way to indicate more than just like comfortable has more than one pronunciation reflected below. Like that's not exactly the most helpful. And I agree. So figuring out a way to do that might be something that we need to come back to. So let me pronunciate. So this is what we're working on right now. So how to add a column representing another pronunciation. So we've done this. How to check the syllable each word rhymes with. We've done this. Look, we did that. How to account for alternative pronunciation in the table. That's what we put up there. Return in table with pages. Exclude homonymous words. Homonymous words. Apparently that is a word, but I don't believe it. All right, so we still need to do these two things, which I'm going to make into actual to-dos now. I just copied them from Obsidian. All right, so let's add, so I added Lucid here. Let's just add our left and right buttons here in our pages, where underneath the table, we'll need to add arrow left, then arrow right. Homonymous. Are you a linguistics major or something? I'm just a humble songwriter every now and then. So I don't need to know how to pronounce them. I just need to know how to rhyme them. All right, so this should come down even further. So it's out of that. I mean, not everybody understands what a phoneme is, so I'm just curious. All right, so flex wrap. And then width full, maybe. Oh, actually, so instead of flex, we should do block. We don't need gap. Inspect. Okay, so here we have two SVGs that are taking up the full space. So maybe I should do flex here. Yep, flex, and we can do flex wrap, gap. We'll do like a full rem instead. So this here is a flex, and I don't want it to flex in the table. So we have our table in there, and we have our div here. So now we have with full, okay, then I can justify center. So I went longer arrows than that. Move left. Move right. Okay, then let's make these just a little bit bigger. So we'll do height and width all of 50. Oh, that's way too big. Let's go down to like 25, 30. That's better. All right, and then we want these to be our text violet using our purple theme here. And so this table then, we should also center that. Just by center. And actually, why don't we put... Will these move together? Yes, okay. So then we need to do a link here. We'll do one at a time. So I can do href, and then we're going to do our auth. I think so. Word dot target word dot slug page. Sorry. So this should be page equals whatever current page is minus 1, which I think I have set to search dot p minus 1. I think this needs to also be a number. Now, of course, p not a number. So search p. Oh, hold on. So we can do const page equals number search p or 1. So then we can do our page. Oh, that's right. Okay. So it's just not a good page minus 1. Not a good name for it. All right. So that's going to go to page 0. So that's obviously not what we want. But regardless, we can then copy and paste this, change this to actually be move right, and then change this to +1. So now this is not going to have a page 2, but that's fine. And page 0, at least doesn't go back below 0. All right, so we can then set class name if page is page minus 1 is less than 1, then we can set this to be not hidden. I just want to disable. So pointer events none. Oh, that's right. So that needs to change to that. I don't know why I always flip those around. So now this should be unclickable. And then we can even do something like text violet 950 with 30. That makes it look for sure disabled. But now if I click over here, I should be able to click back to 1 and then it goes away. So then I need to do the same thing here, where I can There's no other class names here, so that's fine. Then we can do this if page plus 1 is greater than rhymes dot total pages. So there's only one page, which in that case we should not even have our pagination. So here we can do rhymes dot total pages is equal to 1. So now those greater than 1. So there we go. And then now if we do compromise, we should be able to go up to page 2 and then back down to page 1. So now we have multiple pages of words, in which case we are good there. So let's take our limit up to 10, which actually that's the default, so I'm not going to do that. Actually, so what we should do before we wrap up that part of the project, I would like to have our number of pages. So I can do, I think I just need to do a paragraph tag in between. Yep, okay. And then I could do page, page of rhymes total pages. So I've got page 2 of 2 there, page 1 of 2. And that doesn't look great because I need to align items center. There we go. So now let's add some more words that rhyme with different parts of compromise. So if I go here, we can go to compromise. Then let's go to, hold on, did I ever do a join field here? I wonder if I can. Let's try it out real quick. So in our vowels, I think I did try to do this, but we'll take a look. So we'll do type join collection word name rhyme, yeah, just rhymes is fine. And then on, we can do word dot, that's wrong. So word dot pronunciation dot last vowel. All right, let's make sure I have that right. So it's word. I think I need to, can I drop this? Okay, so I do think I tried to do this, but it didn't work. So I'll come back to it because a join field could be nice, just so I could just drop in a bunch of words that actually rhyme with it. But anyway, and I think I have that. That needs to go away too. Not really as in a pattern. I do have rendering blocks. I've not run into issues with like server and client components and all of that, so that might be something worth checking out. Like even like I put in a form block in my like my block renderer component. So that was in a live stream though, and I don't think that one I've cut up yet. So I do have a block video, like a tutorial of how to configure blocks and how to render blocks and how to render blocks in lexical rich text as well. So you could check out any of those to see if that gives you any ideas. But as of just like a straight up block component pattern video, no, I don't have that. All right, so let's create new. So words that rhyme with dog, log, sog. And let's actually do soggy, where we're going to have dog. And then our E sound, weak. Save that. Create new. And so here's where stuff gets interesting. Have should be pat, have, pat, sure. And then this actually has a homonym as well. We can add have. And then this one is the same as pat. So here we need to add a couple more words. And I'm using a local instance of Mongo, but I would be able to just move this over to a hosted version when I do get to deploying this. Create new, got, and yes, I'm just using your message to me to do this. So got is then not dog, got, yep, that's the same there. And then we can duplicate this, do gotten, then got so where's my pet, no, pit, gotten, pit, and pit. I think pit's going to be the best option there, but let's double check with our dictionary.com. Look up our IPA, got in phonetic, unhelpful. So we're going to go with that, pit, yeah. I actually, so I started with, so I started programming with Python. And so when I was doing Python, even, so like both with web development, well, only with web development for databases, but I started with just trying to learn how to script using Python. So I learned how to do all of my database stuff with relational databases. So I used Postgres essentially exclusively when I used Python, but that's because I was making my own like data structures using it. So since Payload takes care of all the relationships for me, Mongo just makes it so much easier to spin something up and then move forward. So I don't have to worry about migrations. I don't have to worry about any columns breaking or any undefined values. Like I can handle all of that and be okay with Mongo. But I do know Postgres pretty well. Mongo is just kind of what I fall into with my PayloadCMS stuff. All right, so create new. Well, so Word. So can I refresh this? I now have 3 pages here. Nice. Dog, log, got, find. So this is working out really well. Got, then dog and log. Yeah, I have noticed that I've had some issues with MongoDB, like using Atlas Online. Like I'm using the free tier, so I get it, but I very easily hit the max number of connections, it says. But for the projects that I have so far, it's not been a big deal. All right, so I think maybe at like enterprise level, but even then, like, there's a reason that MongoDB is still around. So NoSQL or NoSQL, whatever, has its place, but so does SQL. So it's just really, it comes down to personal preference, especially for projects like this. But if like a client comes in and says, we want to use Postgres or we want to use a relational database, like absolutely whatever, that's no biggie. All right, so I think we've added enough words. We probably need to add a couple more because we have a table now with pages and rhymes on syllable number. So that's all good stuff. Oops. So localhost 3000 word. Nice, sure. And so, yeah, we have all of our pages. Compromise has 3. I want to add a couple of longer syllable words. And before we do that, let's go to our words config. And up here, I'm going to do, I think it's an admin pagination. Yep. And we'll do default limit is going to be 0. And then we're just going to do our limits of 0, 10, 50. And so I just want to be able to see all of them. Okay, so we're getting near towards the end of my usefulness here. But why don't we take a look and add a couple of words. So create new word. We'll do thesaurus. And let's... so many ads pop up on this. Compromise. Great. So accommodation. All right. Accommodation. So this only has one pronunciation, and I can steal the IPA here. So we have my day, and then shun, which would be another sound. Oops. But cut ka. So I think I need to move all of these us to cut. And I don't think is actually one. So I would like to have soggy, roller, cruel, bowl, comfortable, So I think I have an here. Yep. So let's change this to be our cut. Comfort, cut. Yep, comfortable. Save. Okay. Anything else that might have that? Home, find, dog, compromise, ice, nice. Okay. Create new. Do chord. And then we can do our ord, which would be something like tour, right? Well, I guess I don't have to guess. We can pull up definitions. All right, so I want to actually see also the value here, because if I come over to our vowels, so let's do a new type text. We're going to do, we're actually going to do, this one's going to be hidden, do true, and then this is going to be well, let's do name, we'll do title, and then a hook, which is going to be before change. And we're going to do an async hook. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not doing anything that's actually overcomplicated for this. No, I think this is fine. Okay, and then we're going to return. Let's get our sibling data. We're going to return our sibling data dot label plus sibling data dot value, not constructor, not value of, plus, okay. And then we're going to use as title. I may have to refresh a few things to make this work. Okay. Let's go words, leave anyway. Go back to our vowels, columns. So select all. We can do just a quick edit where we'll do a label. Maybe I can do before validate. Either way, I think I need to save this or save all of these. So maybe I can add a field. So we'll leave before change there. Let's add a field that I can just edit. I don't recommend doing this, but update type checkbox. Edit, update, save. All right, so now if I go back to my words and then create new, let's just make sure. So maybe I don't do hidden. Yep, okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to see. So I wanted to be able to see the value of what I'm doing as well, because it's going to make it way easier to see what that is. All right, so we can do accord. And then we can do our I have that. Oh, man. Good. All right, well, we'll stick with what we have. So, and then chord is going to be boy. This one here. All right, accord and fork. We should just leave dictionary up. Then we have adjustment. So create new, and I'll do just 2 more words for now. Adjustment. So, wrong. Just, and then meant or munt. All right, save that. And then one more word, arrangement. So that'll be a good one to see anyway. Can I not just copy that? All right. Create new. then we can do our range, which is the EI month. And then I can hit save there, refresh. We don't get anything new there, but if I come to compromise, do I see anything new? I got arrangement, which arrangement, comprament. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Then I got arrangement and adjustment. Oh, okay, so we're starting to get some interactability with our words. Of course, we still get caught into just like back and forth here. So I think this is going to be a good place to call it quits for now. I feel a little bit better now. We still do need to figure out how to handle pronunciation variants. So I'll be thinking through that, trying to figure out the best way to put them in here. We got some errors to figure out, so we should clear type errors. And then, yes, we'll need to handle when the word isn't found. And that means then, so data use, we'll want to use this because I want to be able to current queries per second. Oh, that's okay. Here I should be able to oh, that's nice. Oops. So I should be able to get definitions as well. So if we want to look for words and point, so means like, sounds like, spelled like, related word. So I'm wondering if this is the one that has definitions in it, or dictionary.com has an API as well, or dictionary API. Oh no, so this is what I'm looking for. All right, so we don't need anything here yet. Adjective. So there's a lot of good stuff in DataMuse. I'm not knocking it at all. Just when all of the rhyming dictionaries are built with it, that means you just get all of the same rhymes. But here what we're going to do is to do use for definitions, because then I can do something like accommodation, and that'll come back with yes, a phonetic. Hold on, so let's actually do comfortable, which comes with different ways to say it, which is nice. So here's the 3-syllable way. So there might be a way that I can put this in the table if I can figure it out. Like if pronunciation has 4 syllables, include this text, or if it only has 3 syllables, include this text. But that might get a little hairy, so we will wait to see about that. But regardless, I can then include a definition, or at least a couple of definitions in here as well. So lots of good stuff that I can add in, and then I can use that instead of a 404 page. Like, we don't have this word. If you want it, request it. But here's a definition for the word, and we could do... I think I want DataMuse for the ability to do synonyms. So I can include synonyms here. So to do add thesaurus section using datamuse. All right, we did a lot. So we knocked out how we're going to present the data. We worked through how to query all of the words that rhyme with the different syllables. I do want to sort by syllable still. So I want to present the first or the last syllable first. So this may bring us back to chips. I don't know yet, but regardless, here, this is probably more up here. Reverse or sort by which syllable it rhymes on. So this is where things get complicated because I could just filter out my brain, it breaks. Because I add that later, I can't use it to sort anyway. So yeah, because we come here, then we map the docs. But it's not like I can sort by that. So well, something to consider. I got to figure that out. We got to figure out how to work with pronunciations. We need to figure out sorting by which syllable. And so I think this is all, unfortunately, going to lead us back to just having bubbles. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll be streaming again on Friday afternoon, so hopefully you can see that. But if not, next Wednesday for sure. All right, but yeah, so it's time to wrap this up anyway. So I'll be working through how to work on all of that and how to sort and just overall trying to figure out how to make this thing work like I want it to. So that's the fun part of development though. So it's real easy to just give up on this project altogether. But I do think there is value and promise in it. So I'm not quite ready to give up on it yet. There's definitely use out there for a multisyllabic rhyming dictionary that also covers interesting vowel sound combinations. So I think this is a good place to end it. So check to make sure you're subscribed, like the content, share it if you found it interesting. Any little bit helps. So regardless, I'm going to work on a different project on Friday. That'll be more about refactoring a current site. So I've got the time on Friday morning/afternoon. I'm looking forward to doing something a little different. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.